The city announcing a new boss for public transit, and they've snagged someone who used to run a similar system in Canada's largest city. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan. A new boss is in charge of OC Transpo amid the ongoing challenges of the LRT. The city appointing a former CEO of the TTC in Toronto. Rick Leary now poised to inherit Ottawa's problem-plagued system, but many say it's still short-sighted to think one person can be the solution and that Ottawa's far from being out of the woods. CTV's Natalie Van Roy is joining us live with the latest. Natalie.
Stefan, there's challenges ahead for sure for the new general manager, Rick Leary, who says he's up for the job after 25 years of experience in transit. But his tenure also included a tumultuous time at the TTC, where he left his role 2 years early. Now, Leary starts the job immediately. He faces a $52 million deficit at OC Transpo, an aging bus fleet, and ongoing disruptions on the LRT line. Leary's focuses include restoring full service on Line 1, launching the east and west lines of the LRT, and reestablishing customer and ridership confidence.
I am honored to step into this role as General Manager of Transit Services, and I want to start by saying how grateful I am for the trust that has been placed in me.
But Leary also faced controversy in Toronto. He departed 2 years earlier than contracted, and at the time he finished the role, he told CTV News that he left on his own terms. Now, Leary is replacing Renee Almakar, who announced her resignation in 2025. Almakar is now the head of a new provincial transit agency in Quebec. Stefan.
All right, CTV's Natalie Van Roy live with the latest. Thank you, Natalie. The 19-year-old charged in the death of a Barrhaven crossing guard appeared in court for a second time today, and CTV News has also learned that Xzander Wright is facing impaired driving charges in a separate incident over in Brockville. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live with details. Caitlin.
Yes, Stefan. Xzander Wright had 2 court appearances today, one to set a bail hearing in the hit and run that killed crossing guard Peter Clark, and the other to set a trial date for impaired driving charges stemming from last July. The 19-year-old is charged with failure to stop after an accident causing death in the hit and run that killed 55-year-old crossing guard Peter Clark on Monday while he was helping students get to school. Police say the driver fled the scene and Wright was arrested the following day. Multiple police cruisers were seen at an address near Mary Honeywell School where a black Toyota Tundra was parked in the driveway. He also faces separate impaired driving charges in Brockville. He was expected to enter a plea today. That case is now moving to trial in December. And Wright remains in custody. He's expected back at the Ottawa courthouse next week for a bail hearing on Tuesday. Stefan?
All right, thank you for this update, Caitlin. An early start to construction season is already slowing traffic across Ottawa's key routes. This includes a major closure coming to Woodroffe Avenue. As of Monday, Woodroffe between Richmond and Deschenes will be fully closed until the fall. While drivers will need to navigate detours, businesses along the corridor say construction has already been taking a toll with years of reduced access and fewer customers.
They say the roads are so dangerous. There's a lot of holes. They don't want to drive their cars in. The entrance is dangerous. There's not enough signs indicating how to get in. The signs are really bad.
Other projects starting soon include new cycling infrastructure at Laurier and Elgin and continued work on Bank Street around Heron Road. Prime Minister Mark Carney's first budget bill is now law, marking a milestone for his Liberal government. Bill C-15, known as the Budget Implementation Act, received royal assent last night after the Senate gave its final sign-off on the legislation. The Budget Act includes measures outlined in the Liberals' 2025 budget tabled last fall that saw the deficit rise to more than $78 billion for this fiscal year. The budget document includes measures to cut day-to-day program expenses and downsize the public service while adopting a new framework. And federal public servants can now apply for an early retirement package as part of the government's efforts to trim the size of the public service by 2029. In December, the government issued notices to about 68,000 federal workers, letting them know they could be eligible for early retirement. Public servants who qualify have until July 24th to apply. Those who are approved will need to retire by mid-January of next year. Well, it's a time of year when the temperature begins to rise and the mounds of snow slowly melt away. And with that comes a seasonal warning for drivers. An Ottawa man says he struck 2 deer recently, causing damage well into the thousands. And police want you to know that roadside wildlife is very common at this time of year. CTV's Sean Varden tells us why.
With the annual thaw now here, ditches along many roads become a magnet for wildlife. The very thing used to melt the ice and snow to keep us safe in winter may actually be a danger in the spring.
And there's salt in the water. The deer like to come out from the woods because they like the salt.
Dennis Burton is able to confirm that firsthand and in an unfortunate way. His vehicle badly damaged after striking not 1, but 2 deer just outside Kemptville this week.
In my peripheral vision, I seen 1 deer hit my brakes, and he slammed right into my front end. And then the second one, which I didn't see until it hit me, it actually slammed it inside my car.
Here you can see the front bumper left dangling, the driver's side fender crumpled, the driver's side door dented. Now Burton is taking precautions after receiving $10,000 worth of damage to his vehicle and walking away unharmed. He says he's adding deer whistles to his vehicles as a deterrent, especially since he's noticing an uptick in sightings around dusk and dawn.
My wife went to work on Tuesday. She seen 1. I got in a car in that accident on Tuesday evening with 2 deer. I went out yesterday. There's 3 other deer on the opposite side of the road where I got hit in the field. So they're here.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says there are thousands of animal strikes on rural roads and highways every year and cost the industry millions annually. Lucky for Burton, he had the right kind of coverage.
The insurance coverage for an animal impact is optional, so not everybody carries it. So if you're involved in an animal impact, you either need comprehensive or something called all perils coverage.
And if you find yourself driving and a deer or other animal runs across the road,
We do not recommend swerving to avoid collisions with animals. We do understand that it's a natural instinct for sure to try and do that. Nobody wants to hit an animal. But it can actually end up being more dangerous and causing a bigger collision.
for Burton, staying alert and paying attention behind the wheel a must.
If they're close to the road, just slow down, look, and make sure there's no other deer on the other side waiting to cross the road.
Sean Varden, CTV News.
Last year we saw 855,000 visits to the Ottawa Food Bank network.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, the Ottawa Food Bank gearing up for a major spring food drive this weekend at grocery stores throughout the city. Also this just ahead.
Deep discounts, random finds, and a little bit of luck.
You get it on sale, and it's good.
Coming up next on CTV News, why more people are turning to liquidation sales.
We're getting a little bit of a break from the precipitation. However, it is a chilly day in the capital and a bit windy too. We're here live at TD Arena, just moments away from puck drop as Ottawa 67s take on the Kingston Frontenacs for game 1 of their playoffs. Now, if you're coming down, make sure to bundle up. It is a cold one out there. We've got dry conditions, however. That's the good news. No rain or snow in sight as we get into our evening. Saturday, though, could be a different story. We may see some light flurries moving through in the morning, but for most of the day, expect cloudy skies. Right now, temperatures across eastern Ontario sitting around -3, -4 degrees. The sunshine continuing into this evening. When the sun sets, mainly cloudy skies. We're getting to overnight temperatures about -8 degrees. And tomorrow, we're only getting up to about -2. Chance of flurries again in the morning, and the wind gusts will be between 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. We'll get a full look at your forecast in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Here's what you need to know. Canadian rock band The Watchmen are performing at the Bronson Centre Music Theatre tomorrow. This is a 19-plus show. Doors open at 7 p.m. A live check on traffic right now. 15-minute delay on the westbound lanes of the Queensway between Parkdale and Pinecrest. A 10-minute delay on the 174 eastbound between the Split and Jeanne d'Arc and the bridges to Gatineau. There's heavy traffic on the Chaudière Bridge while the rest are moving well. We'll be right back. Our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. Taking a closer look now at our top story, OC Transpo has hired a new general manager, the former head of Toronto's Transit Commission. It comes as Ottawa's transit system struggles with LRT service issues, ongoing bus cancellations, and a ballooning budget deficit. Today's radio question of the day is asking, are you optimistic about the future of OC Transpo?
They finally got it right. They hired a general manager from a big city who's got the experiences on Toronto, Boston. Whatever his past is, let it go, and let's give this guy a chance. Maybe he'll shake things up and we'll get what we finally deserve.
Percy Cameron is here with more, and that listener mentioned his past. If you're just joining us, so at the top of the show, we did talk about Rick Leary's departure from TTC, and it wasn't necessarily the best one. But you spoke to a counselor who says he's confident in their vetting process.
That's right. I spoke to Glenn Gower, who is the representative for Stittsville, but he's also the chair of the city's transit committee. So this is his colleague now. He'll be working with Mr. Leary. And he said, listen, this is an 8-month process. They went out, they looked at all sorts of resumes and people that were out there. They believe very confidently that Mr. Leary is the right one for the job. I do think this is a good change at OC Transpo. I think they need a fresh take. I think they need a fresh face and definitely a new approach for dealing with all of our transit troubles. A lot of cautious optimism, and I think let's see what he does, right? But I'll point out, strong leadership is one thing. Deep design flaws on Ottawa's LRT are another. We're talking about a lot of issues like an incompatibility between the trains and the tracks and a big, nasty deficit. Leadership doesn't fix all those things overnight.
Certainly, and you know what, when you go to interview someone, they must be asking him about what he would do differently, so it sounds like they may have impressed him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, you know, from a managerial perspective, the deficit is something that you can look at, but from an engineering perspective, the train, the tracks, the overhead catenary system, the electrical issues we've been having, you know, in my opinion, this system is a lemon. That's how I feel, and it's how a lot of people out there feel. So he's got his work cut out for him.
We have to see if Mr. Leary can make lemonade out of that lemon. Thank you,
welcome
Christy.
to Ottawa. We hope
yeah,
there's your welcome wagon.
You can join the conversation and leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6, and now watch Christy's segments anytime on YouTube. Subscribe to the News Talk 580 CFRA channel. Well, in a time where it seems the cost of everything is rising, there are still some good deals to be had, like at liquidation sales. CTV's Tyler Fleming is at the EY Centre checking one out.
This is part treasure hunt, part gamble, a liquidation sale where overstock name and off-brand items all end up under one roof. You can find everything here, from bed sheets to boots, vacuums to Halloween costumes, and the discounts are deep. Many of these items start at just $5.
I got some Christmas decor for like a charcuterie board. With the economy right now, I wouldn't go out and pay full price for any item. If you can buy it at a much bigger discount, why not? Take the savings while you can.
The deals can be deep.
When they go on sale, all the good brands, all the stuff that you need, you get it on sale, and it's good.
But so is the randomness. You may even walk away with something you didn't plan on buying at all. Maybe a garden hose. Still, for bargain hunters, that's part of the thrill, digging out a deal. And if you want to check it out for yourself, it's happening here at the EY Centre all weekend.
He's super funny. Please put it together for Gord St.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, Laughing for a Cure. Amateur comedians taking the stage for a good cause, including one of her own colleagues. Here's what you need to know. You can plan your dream wedding this weekend. The Ottawa Wedding Show runs Saturday and Sunday at the EY Centre. Get inspired with everything from venues to music, decor, catering, and more. You're watching CTV News at 5. Coming up tonight on CTV after the news, E-Talk begins at 7, The Big Bang Theory at 7:30, Celebrity Jeopardy at 8, then episodes of Happy's Place, Children Ruin Everything, and W5 Avery Haynes Investigates starts at 10. Now for another check on the weather forecast, let's go back out to Jackie, who is live inside of TD Place. Jackie.
Yes, Stefan, we took a little break from inside the arena to check out how gorgeous it is today. After a week of missing the sunshine, we are getting all of it for our Friday. Unfortunately, it is a little bit chilly, so you do want to bring a jacket, especially if you're going to be out and about down here at Lansdowne, because the 67s, they are going to be taking on the Kingston Frontenacs at 7 o'clock. So it's going to be quite the crowd here joining us later on. So let's take a look at these weather conditions. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, showcasing Kaweki Point, and a beautiful day again. A great Kaweki Point, a great place to catch the sunset as well. And that won't be until past 7:15 tonight. Taking a look at temperatures as we get later this evening, -6 around 9 o'clock. Clear skies. That's the good news. The clouds will start to move in around midnight. -8 is what we're looking at. It's going to be much colder tomorrow morning. It's going to feel like -15. Then we've got winds starting to pick up by the afternoon. We've got wind gusts between 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. But again, the good news is sun will be shining. Keep in mind, we may see some light flurries moving very quickly in the morning, but it shouldn't last very long. Again, sunshine expected for most of our Saturday. -2 is the anticipated daytime high. To our friends to the valley, temperatures overnight -13. Slight chance of flurries in the afternoon. -2 was also the expected daytime high. And a chance of flurries is also in the forecast for the Seaway for the Saturday. 1 degree is the anticipated daytime high. Looking forward to the weekend, yes, mainly cloudy skies. We may see a little bit as well on Sunday for some light flurries moving through, but for the most part, we should see mainly cloudy skies. Now, taking a look at our next several days, taking temperature-wise, Sunday, 8 degrees. That's not bad considering the temperatures we've had the last couple of days. Cloudy skies. Monday, that is true, 16 degrees is the anticipated daytime high, but it will be short-lived because by Tuesday, we're back down to 1 degree, and rain is anticipated for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Weather is brought to you by Manotick Tree, complete tree care from start to stump.
And again, looking forward to Monday where it is going to be double-digit temperatures. But for now, just bundle up. The sun making things a lot warmer. Again, we're very excited to head inside to TD Place Arena where the 67s are off for their game 1 of the playoffs. So wishing them the best of luck, and we'll see more from the fans at the 6 o'clock hour. Stefan.
And I'm excited to head outside and take a walk around the Bard Market in that sunshine, Jackie. Thank you. Here's a look at the stories you're checking out right now on CTV News Ottawa.ca. If you go to our homepage at the moment, our breaking news banner is up. It's not a local story, but it's a familiar name that we all know. Tiger Woods was involved in a rollover crash, but he's also been arrested, suspected of driving while under the influence. All the details are there. You can watch the video of the coverage as well. That's CTV News channel. But this is breaking news information just into our newsrooms right across North America. All the information you can find on our homepage, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Just ahead, starting pitcher Kevin Gausman gets his first opening day start for the Blue Jays as the team begins their push to return to the World Series. And here's what else you need to know. The Easter Bunny's helpers need your help this weekend. Stanley's Old Maple Lane Farm is hosting an Easter egg hunt on Saturday and Sunday. Visit Stanley's website for tickets. If you need gas this evening, one of today's cheapest gas prices can be found at the Esso and Circle K station on Terry Fox Drive in Canada. Regular gas there tonight listed for 162.9 cents a liter. Stay with us. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. The temperature right now, -4, but it's nice and sunny. Time now for a look ahead to CTV News at 6. Here's Patricia Bull.
Thanks, Steph. Here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock.
And I want to start by saying how grateful I am for the trust that has been placed in me.
OC Transpo has a new boss. The former head of the Toronto Transit Commission steps into the position tasked with getting Ottawa's troubled transit system back on track.
The entrance is dangerous. There's not enough signs indicating how to get in. The signs are really bad.
Ottawa's other unofficial season, construction, is about to get underway. Drivers and local businesses are bracing for the impact. We'll have more on a couple of those projects and the upcoming traffic disruptions.
I am fired up. My family it's hard to say goodbye. We'll see them again tomorrow, but we're all fired up to go do this. So, allons-y.
Allons-y. NASA's Artemis II gearing up for its historic mission around the moon with a Canadian on board. Very cool. All of that and more is coming up tonight on CTV News at 6. That's right after the early edition of CTV National News with Marcia McMillan at 5:30. Steph.
Thank you, Patricia. Now the final 5 other stories we're following today. The Ottawa Food Bank's annual Fill the Plate Spring Food Drive is set to start tomorrow.
The reason why that's really important now is that as we see the growth in cost of living, affordability, all of these donations will help us get through to the summer months.
The food bank partners with 20 grocery stores across the city to collect non-perishable food items. Among the most needed items this spring are cereal, canned tomatoes, and oats. You can also make a monetary donation on the Ottawa Food Bank's website.
Now we know we can kind of match up with any team, and but that also kind of puts a bullseye on our back.
The Blue Jays are kicking off their long-awaited season with their home opener tonight against the Athletics. The team will hand the ball to starting pitcher Kevin Gausman to try to set the tone for the reigning American League champions in front of a sold-out crowd at the Rogers Centre in Toronto.
Ben's got plenty of time here to get back in this game.
Here's Jordan Spence, feeds that down to Stefan with a shot. Rebound, score!
An exciting game for the Ottawa Senators at home last night, tying things up with the Pittsburgh Penguins in the third period. The game would go to overtime with a score of 3-3. With a scoreless overtime, it went to a shootout. The Penguins, however, would come out on top, pulling off a 4-3 win, but the Sens still earned a crucial shootout point in the tight Eastern Conference playoff race. The Sens play again tomorrow on the road for an afternoon game against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
But now at 36, well, the top of my head looks like a baby is coming out of the birth canal.
The annual Laugh for the Cure fundraiser for the Ottawa Cancer Foundation took place here in the capital last night at the Westin Hotel. It's a chance for members of Ottawa's business, media, and philanthropic community to try their hand at stand-up comedy. And one of our own colleagues, Gord St. Dennis, took to the stage of Pure Country 94. And while we may be biased, we're sure the Bell Media family's favorite radio host did not disappoint. The event raised more than $67,000 for cancer research. Major landmarks, buildings, and households around the world will switch off their lights tomorrow to mark Earth Hour. The annual event is meant to promote energy conservation and create awareness about the impact of climate change. Earth Hour takes place every year on the last Saturday of March between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. local time. That's CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Thanks for watching.